The creator of Red Oak 2 passed away in 2020. For the last 4 decades of Lowell Davis's life, he worked to build a town just off Route 66 based on memories, history, and art. As KOIM's Tanya Bach shows us, even though the artist died, the art project Davis started is still living and growing.
Animals just show up at Red Oak. They don't really, we don't know where they come from. They just show up and they make this their home.
Jeremy Morris may be talking about pets, but he might as well be referring to the people who've made Red Oak 2 their home. Residents who could have driven by, but instead are driven by the vision of the late artist Lowell Davis.
He would smoke his corncob pipe and adjust his ascot, and people from all over the world would come up on the porch, and every night after work I'd rush over there to see who was next, and Lowell would tell them stories of Red Oak or just about anything that was on his mind.
Those stories, Davis's art, and a brand new town filled with history helped Morris decide to purchase the parsonage and make the move to Red Oak 2. And he wasn't alone.
It was the first time I met Lowell Davis. It was on July 4th, 2004. We came and visited him at Red Oak 2, and it was hot and humid, and the last place I'd ever think of moving to.
Larry Cernick came back to visit later that year, and it just so happened several of the South End properties were for sale, including his future home, the Civil War house.
You know, this was the style back then. They had 2 front doors.
He also purchased the Dalton Gang childhood home that Davis doubled in size after saving it from a cattle pasture in Oklahoma. In the original house, Adeline Dalton raised at least 8 children by herself, including future lawmen and notorious outlaws. Speaking of outlaws, Davis's own home in Red Oak, the famous Bell Star House, is where, according to legend, the Bandit Queen of the West was born in Carthage, Missouri. Davis's widow still lives there today. One of the most commonly asked questions when people visit Red Oak 2 is, are the headstones real here in the graveyard? And the answer is yes, but there's only one person buried here, and that's Lowell himself.
So he created his own grave, and he wanted to be buried in the middle of his artwork. He said, Jeremy, I just got to make it from the porch to the hill, and that's what we did.
The other tombstones were donated to Red Oak from a monument company and had never been used. In fact, the entire foundation of the church is also made from headstones. Even after Davis's death in 2020, residents like Morris and Cernick continue to add to his dream.
So this cabin was owned by a man named George Hornback, and it was on the bluffs over the Spring River west of Carthage in a little place called Jasper Village.
The cabin, built in 1938, was used as the first Jasper County courthouse.
Lowell had always wanted to get that building. It was never available, though.
I'll feed you later, baby. He definitely had a plan of how he wanted this place to go, and he had a vision for what kind of community it should be.
A vision the residents and animals of Red Oak 2 are holding on. Reporting along Route 66, Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Cernick is making big plans for the Red Oak train station this spring. He's adding a locomotive with a wood tender, flat car, and a caboose, and smaller train sets for families to enjoy inside that station.